So it's one day before Fight Night Fridays, and it's a fighting game that I can't wait for. And this fighting game keeps me up at night. I can't wait for this game to come out. I'm already going to buy the fighting stick for it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm a huge Marvel fan. And Marvel versus Capcom, those games actually resonate with me, and I actually love them. So check it out.
We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. This is Friday Junior, Thursday for other people, Thursday, if you will. Now, for your first time finding the channel, you found your new best friend. If you love Xbox stuff, well, I'm here. I drop videos daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Fridays, we do Fight Night Fridays. That's on my sister channel. That's on Frontline Gaming Streams, where I play video games daily. Haven't been gotten a chance to play any video games lately because I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Now, I know that it's a bad analogy because I actually don't eat chicken at all. But again, been working very hard. Now, if you got a chance to see anything that we did today, the Lords went to go see Demon Slayer, the movie. It's called Demon Slayer, The Infinite Tower, I believe. We do have an R&R that's going to go up, and you guys are going to get a chance to see that with Lord Attic, myself, and Lord Cognito, where you can see what we rated the movies by knowledge, by experience, and by performance of the movie. So please get a chance to look out for that. And shout out to Sega for giving us review copies of Demon Slayer 1 and Demon Slayer 2. I'm going to actually finish Demon Slayer 1 and get my hands onto Demon Slayer 2. I love a lot of the characters in Demon Slayer. I can tell you this, that the animation in the movie was top notch. So get a chance to check that out. So today, Microsoft is doing a ton of stuff. If you're down with GameFab, you're going to love this. GameFab saves. You're going to love this. Well, no, PlayFab. Play Fabulous game saves. I don't know who came up with that name, but whatever. All right. So, and then you got some Copilot stuff and some stuff that we need to talk about. But in these streets, we have Sonic mopping Mario's behind up and down these streets. You thought the war was over. Nobody told Sega, and Sega's out with a vengeance. In a move that can possibly signal Halo Master Chief Collection going in other directions, well, right now we see an update for the Halo Master Chief Collection on Xbox and PC. Well, that's where it's available right now. And they resolved a couple of issues, and they give you the download sizes, the revision download sizes by platform. Now, the revision issues is issues impacting cross-platform matchmaking that has been addressed for the Xbox/PC Microsoft app versions of Halo Master Chief Collection. Players have installed Master Chief Collection through either of these storefronts may now experience faster matchmaking searches. Although the update addresses issues affecting Xbox, PC, Microsoft storefronts, Halo Master Chief Collection, and a download is required on both of the Xbox consoles and Steam. Now, they fixed the download sizes. Consoles on the Xbox consoles approximately 1 gig less. Microsoft Store or app on PC approximately 116.3 gigs less, or on Steam 35 megabits less. Halo Master Chief mod uploader approximately 20 megabits less. So they are tightening up this ship. Why is that a thing? Personally, this can only lead to it being launched on other devices. I don't know if Microsoft or Xbox is gearing up to release Halo the Master Chief Collection on other devices, but this is quite possibly the case. Dying Light the Beast is out now on Xbox, and right now the reviews are looking really good on it. If this is something that you're interested in, I believe that if you had brought Dying Light 2 or something like that, or brought the special edition that you got the Beast for free. But right now it's scoring pretty high with a 9 out of 10 from DualShockers. Game Radar got a 4.5. GameSpot got a 8 out of 10. Tech Radar got it a 4 out of 5. IGN scored it a 7 out of 10. PC Game a 70 out of 100. And I don't know who this stereo is. But again, if you were looking forward to this game, the game is out, and I believe that it came as a free game if you have brought the deluxe version of Dying Light 2. So all those individuals that actually got a chance to get this, congratulations on that. Let me know how it is. It looks really fun. It looks fantastic. I love first-person shooters, but I also love first-person shooters with a twist. I like fast first-person shooters that actually give you something rewarding. So this actually looks a whole lot rewarding. So just let me know if it's as enticing as this trailer for it looks. Have you ever wanted an AI partner? Well, even if you don't want it, Microsoft will make sure that you do have it. Starting today, Xbox Windows users will get a chance to have Copilot as their side buddy. Microsoft Xbox Copilot arrives on Windows 11 PCs worldwide. The gaming Copilot is also arriving inside the Xbox mobile app this October. Now, Microsoft's only started testing its new gaming Copilot in Windows Game Bar last month, and now it's starting to roll out on all Windows 11 users today. Now, the initial preview was limited to certain markets. Microsoft says as of today, it has released it regionally supported everywhere except for mainland China. Microsoft is also bringing its gaming Copilot to the mobile Xbox app next month. So today, you can get a chance to have fun with Copilot. Now, PC players will begin seeing gaming Copilot integrated directly into their game bar experience as the feature rolls out gradually over the next few weeks. It will then come to the Xbox mobile app on Apple and Android next month, where players will be able to access this personalized companion via a second screen without distracting from their gameplay. The gaming Copilot will be available as a widget inside the game bar on Windows 11, and it includes a voice mode so you can talk to the AI assistant without having to Alt-Tab out of the game. It will also even use screenshots of the game to help answer questions so you can ask Copilot about a boss in the game without having to describe it. You'll also be able to use the gaming Copilot to get game recommendations, see a list of your recent Xbox achievements, and more. Microsoft is also planning to optimize this gaming Copilot for its upcoming Xbox Ally handheld devices, with a promise of also bringing this AI-powered experience to the Xbox consoles in the near future. Your side companion, your Robin, if you will, to your Batman, is going to be sitting right next to you virtually, and it will be able to interact without a distract. I can't wait to see this train wreck. Okay, you shouldn't have did it, but you did it anyway. NetEase, this is an absolute no-no. You're making me very sick to my stomach. Marvel Rivals is out on the PlayStation 4 and it runs as poorly as you think. It actually runs like absolute dog poop. It looks very stinky. It smells through the television. It runs at close to 15 frames per second. Absolutely stupid. I don't know what you're doing and I don't know why you're doing it. But again, this should never exist. Never it should it exist in the world of video games. This is absolutely a cash grab, preying on the weak, not allowing people to upgrade their consoles in order to play a good experience. You don't care what type of experience that they get. This game should never exist and it should never see the light of day. This is absolutely a travesty. Something that should never actually ever be booted up. It actually boots up in half stages. It boots up back screen, front screen, side screen, up screen. Then you can get the character later. This is absolutely the dumbest, 100% stupidest move that I've ever seen. And no way do I ever condone this. Can you tell by my tone that I'm upset that this thing even exists? Why the hell would you do this to a beloved game that I actually like, I actually love, that I actually spend money on? You actually went back and gave this game to individuals that should never see this game ever. And I don't care what you say to me. This game sucks on the PlayStation 4. So apparently this is Retraction Day. Battlefield 6 does not have a console-only crossplay mode. EA clarifies this. Shout out to Big Fat Eli, my guy in the sky, my man in the chair, if you will. He actually looks out for me, goes through my videos, and he says, yo, King, actually, EA posted a retraction on that article that you reported on yesterday. See, this is what happens. I wait till the end of the day to actually gather all the news and then go through the stuff that I have. And after I finish my video, I'll post. So a lot of times, I get the information later on that night about what transpired. But pretty much I try to get all the information. I'm not trying to be the first. I'm trying to be the best. And if you're trying to be the best, you got to make sure that you let the rest go in front of you. Sometimes you're bringing news late to the party, but you're being as clear as possible with the news that you do happen to have. So EA has confirmed that Battlefield 6 does not have a console-only crossplay mode. And when it comes to crossplay, it's turned off. Players can only be matched to their respective platforms. And that's kind of cool. But me personally, I thought that it would be cool if you were only matching console players against console players and excluding the PC players. But I guess that's some form of segregation or something like that, right? Ostracization, if you will, when it comes to that. So during an interview a couple of days ago, a senior combat designer, Matthew Nickerson, discussed a console-only cross-play mode for the Battlefield 6, confirming that the PlayStation players will be able to play with the Xbox players when cross-play is disabled. However, EA has since revealed that this isn't how Battlefield 6 cross-play actually works. What happens is by disabling cross-play on Battlefield 6, you will only be matched with the players on your platform. And okay, that's a little bit disappointing, but kind of makes sense. I would have thought that they would have some type of codec in order to ostracize the PC players from playing. But again, I guess there's some type of segregation or something like that, or discrimination against PC players. So I think they don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So Nickerson was correct about how crossplay works when it's switched on, but incorrect about how it works when it's switched off. The excitement of a console-only crossplay mode where only Xbox and PlayStation players can make was short-lived. You know, listen, honestly, myself, I was like giddy with excitement when it came to the prospects of that being true. But shout out to Big Fat Eli bringing this article to my attention, and Insider Gaming. Shout out to Insider Gaming. We will be working with them when we are in Tokyo. We have future projects that we're working on with Insider Gaming. So shout out to Tom Henderson to get that done. And listen, they're at the forefront of all the news, and Iron Lords Podcast is there too with Xbox Frontline News getting it done. Are you a game developer and you want your games to actually have cross-save, cross-progression? Well, Microsoft is definitely looking at you. And Microsoft is targeting you and your game. If you ever wanted this functionality, and remember, developers do not have to pay when they work in the Xbox and Microsoft Windows ecosystem. Xbox is making it easier for games to be implemented in cross saves between console and PC. It's this thing called PlayFab. PlayFab, like Play Fabulous. Game saves. Now, not a fan of the name, PlayFab. Really not. But game saves, yes. So it could have been Xbox game saves, but I guess they're trying to establish a different name in order to go on. You didn't want to say Windows. They wanted to be gaming agnostic, if you will. So the idea of carrying your game saves and progress from one platform to the other is becoming more and more common these days, and Xbox wants to make it simple as possible through an innovation known as PlayFab game saves. As detailed on the Microsoft website, there are loads of apparent different benefits for developers with this, and the titles that are shipping in the Xbox ecosystem will be able to use PlayFab game saves free of charge when it's rolled out. We're excited to announce to the public preview of PlayFab Game Saves, a new service designed to make player data management easier, more robust, more flexible, so you're able to deliver a frustrating free player experience. Connects players' progress to your game instead of individual devices on platforms. They can continue their journey at any time from any device. Eliminates the complexity of implementing cross platform synchronization so you can focus on delivering great gameplay. Supports online and offline play with control of transitions between those states. Minimizes the chance of the versions conflicting by enabling flexible game saves layout with clear dependency boundaries. Helps players seamlessly transition between devices and platforms to maintain a consistent point of progression. Provides contextually cues to assist players in making informed conflict resolutions and single point of progression decisions when needed. Delivers a geo-aware cloud storage and fast synchronization to improve performance and reliability. Play Fabulous Game Saves is a limited public preview right now, but developers can already request access to it. The focus is now being just on the Xbox and Steam ecosystems, and the timing suggests Microsoft is particularly keen on supporting Steam and other supporting upcoming devices that are like the Asus ROG Ally. Listen, this is Microsoft moving in the direction that they need to do to linking the PlayStation, that's a Freudian slip, and linking the Xbox and the Steam libraries closer and closer together. If you don't want to say it, I'm going to say it. The reviews for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is killer. This is the kart racer that everybody's talking about, and it's beating a certain plumber right upside its head. This is the first time I believe that Mario Kart has been challenged in the kart racing genre. I honestly believe that this is a bad sign for the Nintendo ecosystem. You got to think about it this way. Graphically is better. Online is better. Is the gameplay better? I don't know. I haven't put my hands on the game to actually tell, but from all intents and purposes, it's doing exactly what everyone wanted. They wanted to be able to ease of play, to jump inside, to play the game online with their friends. They want to be able to play with everyone. See, this is where your whole AAA, first party, exclusive crap blows up in your face. Because right now, the game is available everywhere. And this doesn't bode well for the Switch. This doesn't bode well for Mario Kart. With a kart racer this robust, Sega even brought back the old console wars. So, how long before the public starts to turn on Nintendo and their games just being locked off to a closed ecosystem? With Sega already making the transition to complete third party, because there's no hardware for them to worry about, they're able to put their games out and actually maximize them to the best of their ability, while Nintendo is locked in to the constraints of the weak Switch 2. You heard me, the weak Switch 2. Yesterday I misspoke, all right? I didn't misspeak on the Battlefield stuff, right? On the Battlefield stuff, I didn't misspeak at all. Actually, I reported from an article that I read the article that I reported on the article. But then shout out to my dude, Big Fat Eli. He hooked me up. I did the Insider Gaming, read that article, and then actually had to do a retraction for that so you guys can, hey, if I take an L, I take an L. When I take an L, read an article. But, this was personal experience, and I was going by from the past. So me, I'm talking to Cognito, and Cognito was like, that's not how the Shadow Dancer thing went with me. How the Shadow Dancer thing went with me was I was playing Shadow Dancer in the arcade. Boom. Loved Shadow Dancer in the arcade. Then Shadow Dancer for the Genesis came out. I didn't like the Genesis version of Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer for the Genesis did have the dog. I remember it now. I didn't like it. I didn't like the home version, the Genesis version. So then I went back and got the arcade version of the Shadow Dancer. So, you know, I just like what the arcade offers. The arcade offers some of the bonus, stuff and a lot of stuff that I actually like. I didn't like the sprites on the Genesis version. I thought the sprites on the Genesis version was small. I thought the sound effects was clunky. I just like the arcade version because I thought the arcade version gave me a more authentic representation of what Shadow Dancer was to me. So again, I apologize for misspeaking yesterday and misremembering what actually went on with me with Shadow Dancer. Now, in these streets, Mario Kart is getting mopped by Sonic Racing Worlds. Sonic Racing Worlds actually, I kind of called it earlier on. It is beating the brakes off of Mario Racing, and they have done a lot of things to Mario that rub the fan base wrong. But Sonic Racing is actually doing everything right. And I think that's the benefit of going second, right? A lot of times Sega would go first and Nintendo will come behind and capitalize on that. And that's kind of like what Sony does. And this time, Sonic got a chance to wait and let Mario go out and pulled out all the stops. And what Sonic has is a benefit of being on every platform. And being on every platform gives you the edge in graphical power because you're not beholden to what is going on the Switch too. No, you actually have the full power of the PlayStation 5 Pro and the Xbox Series X and the PC. You're able to utilize these functionalities in order to gain a greater advantage over the weaker version of the kart racing. And I think Mario can't survive that fight. I think Sonic actually has put the beats upon Mario. And for the first time since the Blast Mastering Processing days, Sonic is actually winning. And I got to say kudos to Sonic, man. Now, with Microsoft taking the lead when it comes to implementing AI assistance in video games and putting it inside the game taskbar, but putting it inside the Xbox app next month and actually fleshing it out to the Xbox consoles in the future, you're going to start seeing the AI assisted world where they're trying to broaden the scope and bring in more gamers. That's more casuals and giving game recommendations and stuff like that to see where they game and stuff. And hopefully this bears some type of fruit. We're seeing an AI assisted gameplay future where Microsoft and Xbox is at the forefront of this. If you couple that with streaming, you're starting something that is greater than, right? Think about it this way. Something that you can game on anywhere, on anything, and then you can use PlayFab game saves, and you could take that progression that you've put and you can take that to any device. Now couple that with an AI assisted helper, you're pretty much in good hands throughout the board. Like, you got to really think about it. Overall, this was the fight that the regulators were looking at when it came to Xbox and being the centerpiece of gaming. If you offer a service where anyone can get in and anyone can play, and then there's gamer assisted AI, and then you can stream it to any device with just a touch of a button, that pretty much locks you in, right? Think about it. Think about the services that are they're offering, and then they're telling developers that you don't have to pay a dime. You can just utilize these services for free. It's called giving a sample, right? So once you get them addicted to this level of connectivity and this level of exposure, well, then you pretty much going to dominate that space because what you get for free now, they're paid for later. Microsoft is the evil genius when it comes to all of this. And you really need to face facts that I told you the AI will definitely take over from them making AI mandatory in the workplace. That's over 200,000 people that is utilizing the AI at their workstations. That's all the employees at Microsoft, not just Xbox. And utilizing all that data to grow the AI infrastructure and the AI databases, with them utilizing some of these closed up buildings and turning them into AI workstations. I explained to you a long time ago that I was against this, but nobody wanted to listen to anything that I had to say. But now we are here. I told you a long time ago that they would start to make it mandatory where it was optional before. Now it's mandatory now. I told you that they would put the AI inside video games and it would give you some form of assistance, but it's really Big Brother watching. I told you a long time ago that AI will infiltrate our video games to the point where developers are coding and using the AI assistant, and the AI is learning how they do things. And soon, those developers will not be necessary. The first thing that big corporations will like to do is cut labor costs. And how do you cut labor costs without losing production? Well, you get something that can actually learn. And once that thing actually learns, well, then boom, you got it. But hey, I don't want to be a wet blanket on your parade. Hey, AI Copilot. Hopes it works out for you. Because me personally, I don't need an AI assisted buddy. But a lot of you guys might want it. A lot of you guys might think that it's cool. A lot of you guys like to drive in Waymos. Me personally, no. I don't want to be inside a Waymo. I don't. All right. There's too many things that my brain thinks can actually go wrong. So I don't really care for that. But this is Xbox Frontline News, where if you liked anything you saw here, then thank you. If you didn't, you're a sucker. But I'm going to get ready for Fight Night Fridays. And, this Friday is going to be the last Friday for a couple of weeks because we're heading out to Tokyo. So, again, if you saw anything we saw the Demon Slayer movie. Check Iron Lord's podcast for the Roundtable Review with Lord Cognito, myself, and Lord Attic. And I'm going to go with Gamers Games and Winners Win. And I'm going to tell you to do what I always do. Try to play the Game Pass.